And here we are, welcome back to Hook, Line and Sinker, Jev, where we preview the round 15. So this is the last actual round of the buys. So we're going to go through any hooks we have, any lines, and then any sinkers, any legs that we will not be touching. Jev, how are you on this night as we wait for the cricket?
I am up and about douse. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock Tuesday night right now. We're waiting for the cricket to come on. I start work at 7 in the morning, but I'm committing to an all-nighter to watch the Aussies bat day 5. I'm that keen for it, so I'm glad we're getting the pod done while it's still a rain delay.
100%, but can the Rangers fuck off? I think Stenny said this earlier, Jev. Would you be keen on if they had a 6-day clause?
Yeah, 100%.
Rather than having enough draws, just to get it done. You really want a victory as we get into it.
And the other thing I said to you that you didn't mind, I think this is the perfect chance in cricket history that the bowlers bat first today.
Yes.
So if Scott Boland comes out, bring in Nate Lyon, bring in Hazelwood, then bring in Cummins. Then if they can knock 50 runs off the tally, and then the batters come in to finish it off, rather than the other way when the bowlers come in, they need 30 to chase, and they're not good enough to get the 30. Let Carey and Green be the last two batters to chase it. I think it's the absolute perfect opportunity, but I know cricket doesn't work that way, so yeah.
I reckon that'd be nothing better than if you'd rather you die on the batsman than getting pissed off at the bowlers. Exactly. So I like that, Jev. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, I'll be so keen on watching it.
All right, here we go, Jev. Round 15, the first game, back at GMHBA on Thursday night. Cats and the D's. Anything in this one?
Hooks. If Clayton Oliver's playing, he's having 30. I reckon it's an absolute lock. And then with no Dangerfield, I know Duncan's back, but still no Guthrie. Most midfielders have been getting a hold of Geelong, and I reckon there's going to be no different. And Melbourne are going to smash them. In the midfield, I reckon they're going to smash them.
I think Melbourne win the game, though, Jev. Petrarca's been pretty much getting 25 every week, 10 out of the last 7 weeks. That's still around $1.30. But judging off what you're saying, Jev, Clayton Oliver, here's one for you. Clayton Oliver has recorded 37-plus disposals in 3 of Melbourne's last 4 games at GMHBA. 37-plus. So for 35, Jev, you can get him at 270.
Yes, I love that. I think he's going to be raring to go.
100%. He's had that extra week, Jev. So getting into it, where do you think the line's sitting?
Yeah, I actually think this is one of the hardest lines of the year to pick because I can't see Geelong as underdogs at GMHBA Stadium. So, but Melbourne probably should be favourites. So I legit think it's a pick 'em. I think it's $1.80 to $1.80.
Yeah, it's Melbourne minus 1.5.
Yeah, there you go. So they are favourites. So this is a hard one because I've seen enough of Geelong now that I just don't think their midfield's good enough. And when you come up against the best in Gawn, Clary, Oliver, Petrarca, Viney, I just can't see Geelong winning this game. So what can I get for $1.30?
Yeah, $1.30. We're either taking Geelong plus 19.5 or Melbourne plus 16.5.
Yeah, the smarter side at GMHBA would probably be on that Geelong plus points, but I will be taking Melbourne and the point stars. What about you?
100%. 2 weeks is a long time in football, but we saw what Melbourne did to the Pies. And I think the Pies are a way better team than what Geelong are. With Clayton Oliver back, as you said, Jev, with Geelong's midfield not rolling that well, I think Melbourne steamroll them as well. I think that is an easy $1.30 leg to get us kicked off, Jev. Melbourne plus 16.5.
You think most teams off a bye have been a bit sluggish and stuff, but Melbourne have gone the Monday King's birthday game to the Thursday game with a week off in between. That's only like a 10-day break. Some teams get that off in the season anyway, so this will sort of just feel like, this won't feel like a bye to Melbourne, I reckon. This will just feel like a freshen up in season, and they'll just still be flying like they were sort of thing. Like shorter sort of break.
100%.
They won't go take Melbourne like Freo did against GWS last week.
Yeah, Freo were dog shit.
Dog shit.
Absolute garbage. All right, next game, Jev. St Kilda and Brisbane. So this is at Marvel. Brisbane need a win here. Both teams actually need a win here, Jev. Where do you think the line's sitting at?
This is another fucking hard line to pick, isn't it? I'm going to say Brisbane are going to be favourites, but not by much. Maybe like 6.5, 1 goal.
2.5. Brisbane are.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fuck, Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one because no one rates Brisbane outside of Melbourne. St Kilda love playing marble. They love defending. What can I get for $1.30?
$1.30. It's either St Kilda plus 21.5 or Brisbane plus 16.5.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't see the Saints blowing the Lions out. They don't kick enough goals, the Saints. Their midfield's not good enough. I think the Lions plus points is the side I'm going to take. What about you?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I think Brisbane, up until the last couple of weeks, was solidified top four side. I don't think that St Kilda are that good. I think that they're going to do a lot what they did last year. So that what were they 8-3, and then they just sort of dipped. Teams sort of figured them out. I think Brisbane are a much better side. I think they just scraped over you boys, but I think that they get back on track. I think that they win this game. They show that they can come and win in Melbourne. Obviously, they beat the Dogs, and then they obviously they beat us. So
yeah, they can win.
They show they can play here. So I'll be taking Brisbane.
Yeah, they ended up kicking 19 points against the Swans. Like they kicked whatever goals 19. They had a heap of scoring shots, so they probably beat us by a bit more than my biased mind thought on the night. And then St Kilda were gifted the game to beat Richmond on Saturday, and they couldn't get it done. They couldn't kick the goals. I think Brisbane are, even though it's fourth versus fifth, I think they're a class above St Kilda, and I think they'll handle it. I think having 16 points in your pocket for the Lions is golden.
Yes, so do I. So we're both taking the away team's first two matches. Next one, I have a feeling we'll both be taking the home team here. Sydney and West Coast, Jev. Your boys.
Yeah, well, the Swans are fucking fourth last on the ladder, so the line shouldn't be too much more than 38.5. What is it?
52.5.
Jesus. We have not proven anything to be 52 favourites. The last time we watched West Coast, they lost by 10 goals to Tex kicked 10. That's why 126 points. I know how bad they are. I know how bad the Swans need to win at home, but it's a lot of points. What are the $1.30?
So $1.30, we got Sydney minus 33.5 or West Coast plus 71.5.
See, I'm not as much. I really want to take those West Coast points, but it's just impossible to bet on West Coast when they've lost it'd be 2 of the last 4 by over 100. They've lost 10 games in a row by 10 plus goals.
6.
So I think Swans minus 32.5 has to be the side to be on.
100%. I've seen West Coast lose to. They're literally averaging a 65-point loss every week.
Yeah, even
you guys aren't as bad as what you say. You've had some bad losses, but you guys will bully them. Yeah. Absolutely bully them at home.
I hope so. West Coast, even when everyone's West Coast played really well against Collingwood, they ended up losing by 66 points or something. They are garbage.
And you give them a better chance at home, but in Sydney, they're not going to travel well. You boys will absolutely steamroll.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. But still, 32.5. Anyway, we'll take it.
We've only got 3 more games, Jev, as it is still a bye, but I reckon they've got this line wrong. Fremantle and Essendon.
Oh, I think I saw this. No, I didn't see the line, but I have a feeling Freo are favourites by 6.5, 7.5 points.
Maybe when you saw it, Jev, but it's coming to 3.5.
Right. I did know Freo were favourites in the head-to-head bet. So Freo 3.5. Geez, so what can I get for $1.30?
So $1.30, Freo plus 14.5 or Essendon plus 21.5.
Oh, yeah. Give me those 21 points. I know Freo are a team at home. They'll be fired up. They got embarrassed by GWS. They have to be different. But I like Essendon's firepower. I like how many goals they're going to kick. I like the Bombers right now. They even remember when they were decimated, they went up to the Gabba and they were down by 5 points at 3/4 time. They generally had to crack the Bombers. But yeah, I'm taking that Bombers line for sure. What about you?
And on my ladder, Essendon is second.
Yeah.
They have been literally, I think they've only lost 1 or 2 line bets this year, and especially when you can tease them into $1.30, it is absolutely 21 points against Freo. I think that's That is some of the best. I couldn't believe it when I teased that into 21.5. That is some of the best value I reckon we've had all year.
Yeah, come on.
That is a good bet. So far, we're agreeing with everything, and I'm loving it. Next game, Jev. This is a tough one, but it's good for the Lions, I reckon. Collingwood, Adelaide.
Yeah, it's at the G, isn't it? It's an absolute cracker. I'm going to say, because I'm going to say it's Collingwood by about 23.5 points.
Yeah, 20.5.
20.5. So, Collingwood are unbelievable on the G. Adelaide haven't been travelling that well, but Adelaide beat Collingwood last time they played them. I know they didn't get the 4 points, but they smashed them, and then they crumbled to that perceived pressure the Pies get on when they start kicking goals and stuff. I thought Adelaide should have won that game, and they covered the line. We bet on them that day. What can I get for $1.30?
So before I get into that, Adelaide have been on top of my ladder for so long. So they're at 178.5 points.
Yeah.
The next is Essendon 106. And the next are like 87, 85, 72, 50. So it goes, they're like almost 100 points better than the second best side
that's
to be betting on. So for $1.30, we can either get Collingwood minus 2.5 or Adelaide plus 38.5.
Yeah, see, you can basically just get Collingwood head-to-head. They're $1.31 head-to-head. I think that is the better side to be on. I think Collingwood at the G. Then I think there's more chance Collingwood win by over 40 points than lose the game. Do you not?
I just think with the amount of times Hawthorn have won the last couple of weeks, the amount of times all these upsets are, if you can give me 40 points for a team that I reckon could genuinely win,
yeah.
If they lose, like a 40-point, like even if Collingwood get up by like 35 points at three-quarter time, you can see Adelaide showing something in the last.
Yeah, I get you, but I'm going to take the Pies at home.
I think that because they're on top of my ladder by so much, I have to take Adelaide plus 38.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the Pies at the G head-to-head. Like, even I thought Melbourne fucking pumped them, and they only lost by 2 points. Like, they just don't lose on the G. I swear it's like 38 of the last 40 they've won. So I'm just going to take them to keep winning. I can get them head-to-head to win. I'm going to take it.
I don't mind if they win, as long as they don't win by over 38 points.
Yeah.
All right, and last game, Jev, we have Gold Coast and Hawthorn.
Fuck, I wouldn't have a clue. I reckon, because it's at Metricon, or whatever it's called, home bank stadium.
Yeah, it's at Metricon.
I reckon Gold Coast is going to be favourites, but it would have been more until they got pants last week by the Blues. I'm going to say only like 12.5, 15.5 maybe.
23.5.
Feels like a lot, doesn't it? No
Sicily.
And when I can see Gold Coast jumping them like they did Port Adelaide, like Port Adelaide did to the Hawks. Without Sicily, they lack a bit of leadership. Who knows what they did on the pot? Like young teams being immature.
Gold Coast almost beat Melbourne, and they beat Geelong up there. Yeah. They're a fucking good side up there.
Yeah, they're so much better side up there. Nah.
Hawks used to play in the cold. They're a good side up there, Gold Coast.
What can I get for $1.30?
$1.30, it's either Gold Coast minus 5.5 or Hawthorn plus 42.5.
Yeah, both probably win. So I'm looking here. Gold Coast are $1.28 head-to-head. So if I'm not even taking those 5.5, I'd rather just take the $1.28 and just take them to win.
Yeah.
But I do like that Hawthorn line as well, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to take the Suns at home just to win Sunday Arvo, Metricon nightmare, Hawthorn off a bye, young side. No teams have been winning off the bye at the moment, so I think it's the side to be on.
Yeah, after watching them, they had I watched them Gold Coast beat the Dogs in the Northern Territory. They were unbelievable. They came back against Adelaide, which was unbelievable. They played dog shit last week.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll really want to get that one back in the heat. You can see a lot of that more surge footy. Ben King probably gets on the end of a few more.
Yeah.
And Rowell and Anderson get back to their best, and they finally show a little bit more effort. They were still all right down back, but I'll be taking Gold Coast minus 5.5, Jev. I think that is the play in this one.
Yeah, just take them head-to-head. Don't even do the minus 5.5. Just $1.28 head-to-head.
So the only different one that we have, so we've both taken Melbourne.
Yep.
Then we've both taken Brisbane.
Yep.
both taking Sydney.
Yep.
Both taking Essendon. Yep. You're taking Collingwood. I'm taking Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm taking Collingwood head to head. Yep.
And we're both taking Gold Coast moneyline.
Correct. Good.
So that gets me, with a power play, that gets me $5.36.
Yeah, I got $5.25.
Yeah, perfect.
It's actually unbelievable we haven't hit a full $1.30 multi this year.
No,
you think $1.30 should be a certainty, and we haven't hit 9 legs of it yet. Just shows, I don't know, it's so unpredictable, the season.
It is the most unpredictable sport to bet on, but I'm hoping after this week, after this final bye, the numbers will stack up towards the back end of the year, and then we get rolling, Jev, and then that's the end of it.
Hopefully you start cleaning up. You and Barley just start cleaning pipe. Just go 8 for 8 the last 3 weeks off the numbers.
Well, if you get 9 for 9 and you put $10 on it, it's 3,200.
That's off. That's not the $1.30 lines. That's just
not $1.30.
Yeah, the normal ones.
Going head to head.
Eventually, they're going to win.
They have to.
Everything says they're going to win one day. So hopefully you start. Hopefully you hit it. Fuck.
Let's fucking go. All right, shorter episode, Jev. Let's hope the cricket gets on.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Let's enjoy it
right now. Good pod. Short and sharp. You're off to Bali tomorrow. By the time people listen to this, you will already be in Bali. Scotty Boland would have made 50 and chased the runs down himself. You'll be 4 big tanks deep and 2 those 4 happy endings and a rub and tug deep. Anything else?
That is it, my good man.
It's 10:18 Tuesday night. I just want the cricket to start.
Come on.
Good work, Dad.
Go the pod.